Good morning from lovely, wet, rainy Polson this Saturday morning. Poppy and I are on our way to the store today. It's a great day to come in and shop because obviously it's not a great day to be on the lake. It's a little dreary and rainy, but as they always say, we need the moisture, so it's coming just in a nice steady drizzle today. Not too cool, so be a great day to come wander down Main Street in Polson, check out all the businesses. Like to highlight some of my neighbors around town. Great day to shop. Lots of things going on, so stop in and visit us today. Here we are heading into the shop. Come on, Pops, let's go. Yeah, Poppy's here with me today. She missed being here last week when I was at the quilt show. Didn't quite work to take her with us, but she is here today. So she's here to greet you, lay down for her belly pats, whatever. She's always anxious to see folks. Not a lot of new things in this week. We're waiting for a big shipment of notions to come in on Monday, so if you've been waiting for something, it quite likely will be in that shipment. I'm expecting a couple shipments of fabric in hopefully this week too, so hope we have some new things coming in here pretty quick. It's been a little bit slow with the ordering. I guess I wasn't on top of things last fall when I should have been ordering all my spring stuff. I have gotten a few things back from the quilters though. I'm going to take you to the back room and show you a quilt that Sherry just got back from the quilter. It's that Harvest Wishes with that great panel in the center. We do have 3 kits of that put together, waiting for the patterns to come in on Monday, and then those kits will be available for Pumpkin Kisses and Harvest Wishes. Sherry's got this, of course, all bound and finished already. Great job quilting it. I think she sent that to Leah and did a beautiful kind of a viney pattern in the green that matches the color in the quilt. So we'll have those kits. We'll only have 3 of them. Have those available for you probably on Tuesday. I also just got a quilt back from the quilter. This was one I worked on this winter. It was called Outdoorsy from a kit by Moda. Really excited about this. I sent it to Spokane to Marcy Watson to be quilted, and she did a great job with it. It's kind of hard to see on this side the pattern that's in it, but it's got a fishing motif. Fishing, kind of the weave from the creel, the outdoorsy colors, the greens. The blue has some fishing pictures and stuff in it. So Marcy chose that as the theme for the quilting. You can see it on the back where she's got the flies and the lures. It really stands out on the back of the quilt. This would be one that could be used on either side, really. Got the binding, got the fabric for the binding. I'm going to bind it in the basket weave. I think I cut that piece the other day, but now I can't find it, so it's here somewhere. But I do have 1 kit of this left, so if you would be interested in making this same quilt, give a shout out. We've got the kit and could get that set aside for you. This is, just to show that I do occasionally get some quilting done. I know when I brought this in, a couple of people were like, "You made that?" And yeah, I did. I'm really pretty proud of it. This is going to go on my husband's bed, so he and Murphy have a new quilt. And a couple people have said, "You're going to let your dog up on that quilt?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I mean, my dogs are they're part of the family, so we let them sleep with us, and I make quilts to be used." I'm going to see if I can get this turned around. There I am. Beautiful, beautiful me this morning. Got a new haircut, so I'm a little bit shorter. Poppy and Murphy both got their summer cuts, so we're all ready for the warm weather ahead. But yeah, I do make quilts to be used. I know that with the dog getting up and down on that quilt, it could get dirty. It could get, could get stained. But if it does, I'll make another one. I learned that from my dad, I guess. Years ago, my dad made all kinds of wood things. He particularly made wooden cutting boards to give as wedding presents. And I remember we were at my cousin's house one time, and she'd had her cutting board for, several years and had never used it. And my dad said, "That is supposed to be used." And she says, "Oh, it's too pretty to use." So he took the knife out of the scabbard that he had included with it and kind of made a few hacks across the top of it. And he said, "Well, now it's used, so go ahead and use it." But I think that was probably about 25 years ago that he gave that to her. And I was talking with her just last week when I gave her son his graduation quilt. And she said, I can't use it. And I said, "Uncle Roger made that to be used, so use it." And that's how I feel about quilts. They're gifts of love made to be used, and that's what I want you to do with them. We've talked a lot about that before. Talked about labeling your quilts and letting people know maybe the pattern, the date when it was made in particular. So enough about that. Like I said, not any new fabrics in this week, so can't really show you anything. Well, maybe I do have a little. I have a. Going to turn this around. I have a bundle of some Christmas fabrics that have come in from Hoffman, some beautiful metallics, some fat quarter bundles to put together in a project. We do also have a little bit of somewhere we've got some Halloween fabric that's in. See, Jeannie's here on her way to work today. I forgot to open the back door, so she had to walk around in the rain. Do have a little bit of Halloween fabric here. Oh, and I guess Poppy wants to tell us about the Halloween fabric too. So maybe she's going to make herself a quilt. But yeah, so a little bit of Halloween. Got a couple more bolts of that coming in this week. So if you think it's too early to talk about Halloween, it's not too early to buy the fabric. We've got a patriotic display set up here. We've got a couple of these flag panels left, so you could just put a simple border around it and fly that on the upcoming 4th of July. Interesting, and I hadn't really thought about that. A lot of flag panels don't have 13 stripes in them. Somebody came and they said, "Oh, I'm so glad to see the panel has 13 stripes." I mean, I know we're a little particular about the stars, but not everybody thinks about the number of stripes that are in it. And this one does have the 13 stripes, so it's a pretty authentic flag panel. Got jelly rolls on sale the rest of this week. They're 20% off. That's jelly rolls as in fabric, not the fresh baked ones. If you want a fresh baked jelly roll, you're going to need to go down the street to Whistle Stop Bakery and get your jelly roll there. So, back to my lovely face this morning. Again, welcoming you to So What's the Stitch this Saturday morning. Love to see that there's some people commenting on the show today. And one thing I wanted to remind you about is next Saturday, I won't be broadcasting from the store either, because we'll be in Big Fork at the Big Fork Peacemakers Guild Quilt Show. It's Friday and Saturday of next week in Big Fork at the elementary school. They always put on a great show. There will be lots of quilts on display. I think there will be 4 or 5 vendors at it. There will be a vendor from Plains, the Fabric Pixie, will be there. She's got a delightful little shop over there, and Melissa's just a delightful quilt store owner. So stop and see us next Friday and Saturday in Big Fork. And I'm hoping that Carl, the corn dog man, will be there, because those are the best corn dogs in the world. I think I had 5 of them last year at the show, and Poppy and Murphy, of course, had to have one too. So that show's Friday and Saturday in Big Fork. Coming up, be sure and visit us there. As always, we do have a quiz question for you today. Last weekend, we were in Ronan at a quilt show, along with the Chainsaw Rendezvous. That quilt show was Saturday and Sunday, so a little bit different dates than we usually have. But my question for today is, what is the name of the guild that sponsored that show? So the first person to comment with the answer for that will get a $10 gift certificate. That's whether you're watching it live or whether you watch it later and comment. We'll be checking those comments. I think I know how to do that. If not, Jess can do that when she gets back next week. She's in Connecticut this weekend at a big fancy wedding. She was pretty excited about seeing Miles in his tuxedo. Excuse me, got a frog caught in my throat. So, thanks for joining our show today. We'll see you next Saturday from Big Fork. And in the meantime, keep sewing. And remember, Sew What's the Stitch is brought to you by All in Stitches in downtown Polson, Montana. Thanks.